Left Wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat.
Kamala Harris plans to invest in education, mentorship, and training programs designed to funnel black men into high-demand, well-paying jobs, leadership roles, and teaching positions. Ace, how will education and training increase the number of black men in leadership roles, and why is that important to have black men in industries and jobs where they're underrepresented?
It's a lot of reasons, but if we're going to talk about representation right off the back, it's a couple of things. Let's jump on leadership first. You can speak to this, Sean, because you're with a big-time corporation. It's good to have representation in the boardroom or in the big-time management meetings. A lot of times decisions are made on a corporate level, on a higher-end level that don't consider, black people, plain and simple. I think we talked about it a little bit before, right before the thing. We're just expected to assimilate, So sometimes decisions are made, and I'll say prime example, company party. Sometimes they have a company party, and they have things that don't fit with us at all. Yeah. Not knocking it, but I'm not gonna get hyped because you're gonna have a big time country singer there. It's just not gonna get me excited.
Exactly.
And every year you're gonna do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying that you gotta get maize there or nothing like that. But it'd be good if you had somebody in leadership that was also chiming in and saying, hey, maybe we need to get Hall and Oates or somebody in the middle of the road. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, and that's what I'm saying. I just try to make it that simple, but that representation in the boardroom would be big. Education side, same thing, man. Went to high school, but we can count probably on one hand how many black teachers we grew up with, black male teachers on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Hatchett.
Yeah, black administrators, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And I know that's gotten better since the 80s. I get it. I'm not saying we haven't made any progress, but it would be good.
We still don't have enough.
Yeah, with this program, if we started, getting these people back into these roles and everything. And just on a simpler concept, just basic, if you got guys that are low-end employees, now they can get this training and this education. Now they're able to compete in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? They're able to jump on LinkedIn now and actually compete for some of these jobs. I mean, I've noticed now, like, hey, it used to be you put your resume in and, if you suave enough in the interview, you can make it. Mm-hmm. But now you got to have qualifications, man, and you got to have some education behind it, because when people don't even give you the interview if they look on your LinkedIn and you ain't got nothing on there, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that makes them compete better.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I think what we need to do is have, when you look at the education system, again, that's, it's going to create a different economic situation, okay? When you only have 1% of teachers being black men, that's an issue. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think we grew up in a different situation because we grew up in the military area, and so many black men that were our teachers were former military. They got out the military, they became teachers. Just like Tina was saying, Mr. Johnson, former military. Mr. Hatchett, former military, okay? Mr. Christie, who was a vice principal at Jay, former military.
Shout out to Claire, that's his daughter. We good friends.
So that creates a different situation. I do feel like other cities don't have that. Mm-hmm. Other neighborhoods don't have that.
Oh yeah.
John Jay was to be an exception because we didn't have many black male teachers, but we had some. Mm-hmm. And we had some that weren't coaches.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, you find a black teacher, you're going to be the coach.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Russell Tatum, though. But it's cool that you got the coach, but, coach teaching health ain't what we talking about.
We need black math teachers. We need, black history teachers, black English teachers.
Yes, sir. Definitely. But no, so just excited about getting, trying to up that educational level. Now, I mean, it's a lot of, brothers going to college, trade school, or whatever the case may be. But a focus on that really, once again, looks at enhancing the plans. And once again, they say black men, but black community. Why are we talking to black men? Mm-hmm. Because I think black men, and we know that since slavery has been targeted to be unsuccessful. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a campaign against that. So
Yeah. And STEM is also important. Also, we need more Black people, you know, in the computer science industry and everything. That's definitely lacking. And when you look at AI, when you look at recognition software and stuff like that, it shows.
Well, I mean, let's just point it out culturally. Everybody, we got to stop making it where everybody in the Black community, and now this is a long told tale, but you're not gonna play in the NBA, you're not gonna be in the NFL, you're not gonna be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Some people got to be practical. That shouldn't be the number one aim for people coming out of low incomes. It's the quick way we're gonna do it. You're not gonna get on TikTok and get a million viewers, and they're gonna make you an influencer. Some people, you're gonna have to be practical. You have to go to school, you have to get the training, you have to work the years, and you're gonna have to go that way. And that's just basically what it is. That's the most practical way. You know,
But you can walk out of college making $60,000 a year
Yeah.
being a computer scientist. So let's be real.
you can make more than that. These kids
Yeah.
is making six figures.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and they going into cybersecurity making six figures.
Absolutely.
But let's start with the basic fundamental and just stop, the glamorizing. And I'm not saying if you got the athletic talent and the capability, then chase that as your career, and what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? If you got the if you're good in the arts and you can make it that way, then do that. I'm not knocking it. But as a people, we shouldn't be. That's the way we need to go, and then we're gonna fall back on something else. Let's be practical, man. Start, talking about training, education, and pointing out some of these roles that could be a little more solid. It's funny. It's a stereotype that we think people from India are gonna be doctors, or Asian people gonna be in computers. That's because they talk about that as a culture, or whatever the case may be, and they try to do that. Even people from Africa come in, and it's funny. I saw a short with Michael Blackson that says African kids value school because they don't have school. You got to pay for school in Africa. So when they come over here and they got free school, they value it. They hit their grades, and a lot of those cats become doctors, lawyers, whatever. So putting it back on the race a little bit, dude, we all ain't gonna be Beyonce. We all ain't gonna be, Michael Jordan. We all ain't gonna be Patrick Mahomes, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when our aspiration is that's the way we're gonna go, oh, and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna do something else. Nah, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be the other way around. Maybe I do this, then I become an influencer, or whatever the case may be. And I think part of this program could flip around that whole narrative in the community.
Yeah. And I think also when you have with the Supreme Court having the decisions on affirmative action, I think it's more important than ever to invest in Black colleges and Black universities.
Yeah.
And that's something that this initiative is speaking on also.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I was told, my grandparents was like discouraging me to go to a Black university. And I got relatives that worked at Howard trying to get me to come to Howard. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, I don't know about that. Young, dumb, listening to my grandparents who had what was disparaged by that. Didn't want to be, I guess, labeled that I graduated from a Black university.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Probably one of the dumbest decisions I ever made in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's take advantage of that. It's funny. I always say this. People always want to question about America being racist. That's how racist America was. We had to get our own colleges. That's how racist it was. We couldn't go to college in the same college. We had to make up our own. You know what I'm saying? And fight that battle. I say, so, yeah, we need to take advantage of it. And hey, that's what they're giving us. That's what they're giving us.
And we need to
I'll
make
tell you
our-
right now, it's like important for us to just understand that Black colleges have the same or better quality of education than any other college that's out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you can get that education, through a reputable university or college, then go out there and get it, because those are the things that start your journey to success. They're not the only thing. You can get success without going to college, but please know that the reason why this education is so important is because we know that it helps you have a better chance out there by having, like you said on your LinkedIn, that you graduated from a college or university, you have certifications, whatever the case may be. And another thing that having an education usually does is helps keep you out of the criminal justice system.
Yeah.
And that's opportunity number 4 for Kamala, which is the criminal justice reform.